Welcome to another episode of Crushed and But Not Destroyed. I am your host, Kimani Campbell, and with me today we have our newest author, Trecian Smith Bryan, and she will be telling us about her book and a lot more stuff about when it will be launched and what inspired her to write this book. So, welcome to our show. Just tell us about yourself.
Okay, well, hi guys. My name is Trecian. I am 20 years old. I've been a Christian for 11 years. I don't really know where to start, but who I am as a person, I think that's the best that I could go with. I love people. I love people. I love seeing people achieve. I love watching people work. Just people on a whole, they interest me. I'm very intrigued in how they operate, just what they do, how they live, how they flow. Yeah, I think my life is really centered around how people operate. Yeah.
Wow, that is so interesting because hearing you speak though, I can relate because going about seeing people, especially in what I do, I'm about to be a nurse, right? And it inspires me or intrigues me to see how other persons really operate, especially when they're even sick. Some persons, they're there and you go to them, you talk to them, they're sick. Some of them, they have not heard about God. They have never heard about God, and it leaves a burden on you to actually impart something up to them about God, and it lights me up and it lights them up when they actually get a sense and say, oh my God, God is so good. Some of them even at that bedside they start to repent actually and accepting Christ. But we're not here about that. Tell us about your book.
Right, so my book, it is called Speak, Letters to the Reader, and it's a book about my life story. I encountered sexual abuse starting when I was 5 years old, and what really pulls me to my story is that though it happened continuously starting when I was 5, I lived a pretty normal childhood. I was fine. I didn't even know that I was abused until I was about 14, 15. I started remembering everything. And when that started, of course, I was in high school, I think around grade 9, and you're gearing up for CXCs and everything, and that whole process of learning about this thing, going through the denial stages. Okay, these are just dreams, these are random thoughts in my head, this has never happened. But actually coming to the full reality that this is what I've been through, it pushed me to write. I've always been someone who loved writing. When I was younger, growing up, and the auntie them gave ice cream money, I'd go to the bookstore. I'd go and buy a journal, I'd buy a book, and I'd write my thoughts. And when, I think about 2 years ago, when I initially started writing, I thought, you know what? I want to write this story because this is what I have to tell. I had constantly encountered new people, and I was having to explain who I am. Why I am the way that I am, why I carry myself the way that I do, why I relate to people the way that I do. And I thought, you know what, I need to have this story written down so when people have these questions, they don't have to be clueless. I have the written word to say, here, this is the story that I have, and this is who I am because of this story. So that's what my book is about.
So what do you expect your book to... You said that you want persons to understand who you are, but writing the book, I buy the book and I'm reading the book. What inspirations do you want me to get from your book?
Right. My story is, though it's unique to me, it's not unique generally. People have encountered what I went through. And the thing is, I want people to understand that other people can relate. I get it. I may not understand specifically your story, but I understand on general terms your story. And so the effects of sexual abuse, the effects of abuse overall, I get it. I've been through it. I've been encountering it. And a lot of people right now, where I want my book to reach, is for them to understand that you can get healed. You can free yourself from it, because it is not something easy to put up with those effects. But you can get to a place where you're okay, where you don't feel abnormal.
All right. I know you mentioned it in your book, but how share some tips as to how you think persons can actually overcome those things, because I have met a lot of persons who have gone through it and they have not grown up from that situation.
Yeah.
Some of them, they have never spoken about it to anyone at all, and they just walk with it every day. And to me, we in our Bible studies at church we'll be learning about unforgiveness and bitterness, and to me some of them, because they have not been able to talk about it, they fester bitterness, but they're not realizing that they are actually bitter.
Yeah.
So how do you encourage someone that have not read your book as yet? How can you encourage someone about going forward? How do you encourage someone to heal from this particular situation?
The title of the book says speak. That's first and foremost what you need to do. You have to open your mouth and release what is heavy on the inside. If you never talk about it, you don't give room for freedom, you don't give room for healing, because it's festering on the inside. You can't heal from what you close off. So unless you release it from yourself, there is no atmosphere for it to lose its power and its hold over you. Speaking and then allowing yourself to receive healing. A big part of my journey was allowing people in. I don't think I ever had a problem speaking, but when it came to actually receiving help, that was hard. I didn't want to have people too close to me. I felt like my story was too much. I felt like the details were too much. I felt like the whole burden of it was too much. That I didn't want people to actually see me. It felt like I had been so exposed before that letting people in was hard. But you have to let people in. If you keep festering bitterness and resentment and unforgiveness, it's hurting you and it's giving power to your abusers. Because the truth is, it has happened. That's the harsh reality. Like a lot of people don't want to accept that this happened and I have to move on. Like we don't want to have to move on from somebody else hurting us, but you have to. You have to. If you don't move on, you keep giving them the opportunity to hurt you over and over again, even if they're no longer in your life.
That's true.
You have to allow yourself to get to that place where you understand, listen, it has happened, I didn't want it to happen, it hurt me, it got me to a place of total resentment for myself. But if I'm going to get to a place where I know I want to be, if I don't want to stay here, then I have to let it go. I have to forgive. I have to forgive them. That is for me. We don't think about forgiveness as something for ourselves.
Right.
We think about forgiveness as something that you're gifting the other person that you're forgiving. So I'm forgiving you because, I'm forgiving you because I need forgiveness inside of me. That's what I need. In order to move on, I have to forgive you.
That is true. That is so true. Those are powerful words and words to think on, because like I said before, bitterness, a lot of persons, some of the time they get upset and they do not know actually what allows them to be upset. When you ask, even for me, before I actually accepted what had happened, I was saying, why it had to happen to me?
Yeah.
I said, God, why it have to happen to me? Why it couldn't happen to somebody else? And as strange as it might sound, it's like a voice said to me, why not you?
Exactly that.
Why not you? Because I believe that it happened in order for God to actually use us to allow persons to understand that they are not alone in this. Because I have done some research and I have come to understand that there are a lot of hurting persons out there, a lot of persons who have been abused. It's so heartrending to even read some stuff from even the Sissoko and all of that, because it's like you're wondering, people really do these things to children. Like, I don't know how they live with it. I don't know how they have the mind to do it, um but today I want for anybody who is watching to know that there is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. It might seem dark now, but joy comes in the morning though. You just have to speak. Just have to have forgiveness. You just have to let go of bitterness, because what we learn is that bitterness is the poison of the spirit. And once you fester bitterness, you cannot grow spiritually. And as you said before, not having forgiveness, you give the person a hand over you. Yeah, it's like this person, even if you see them, just the sight of them, or even the sound of their name, you start feeling upset because you have not forgiven that person or even let go of the situation. With that being said and all of that, wow. Why wow. Oh my goodness. God is so good, you know. God is so good. Is there anything that you would like to say, really, to our viewers and everything like that?
Definitely. I'm young. I'm pretty young in comparison to a lot of people around me. But something that I have always held close is telling the people around me that everything is a choice. Everything that you do is a choice. I've heard people say, I can't forgive them. I can't let go of the hurt. I can't move on. I can't heal. But the truth is, you can. You choose not to. And the thing is, the words are so easy to say that, okay, forgive them. It's easy to say it, but the process is hard. The process is long. And the process is dreadful. But it has to be done. The truth is, I didn't ever think I would be at this place where I'd be able to talk. I didn't ever think that I'd be at the place where I'd be able to see my abusers and just look at them. Like, no pain at all, there's no bitterness, there's no unforgiveness, nothing. Just peace. And I never thought I'd get to that place, but you can. Because you have to choose to. Like, the moment you realize that your life, other people's lives, like the journey that you're supposed to take, how your life is supposed to go, is dependent on the decisions that you make to move forward, you begin to make more conscious decisions. Like, if you get up every day and decide, you know what, I'm going to be bitter. I am going to give the same energy that they gave to me, and I'm going to hurt everybody around me, I'm going to shut them out. And you become less of yourself. You become the version of yourself that abuse wants you to be. And truthfully, that was one of my biggest concerns for myself. I do not want to be a result of what abuse did to me. I do not want to be a factor of what pain did to me, of what hurt did to me. I don't want to walk in that identity of abuse. Abuse is not my identity. That is not who I identify as. I am healed. I am freed. I am an overcomer. And I continue to be because I choose to be. You have to make that conscious decision to walk in that freedom. And it's a renewal of the mind every day, because trust me, there are days when you really just don't want to. But the moment you realize that you have to, you get it done. You get it done.
Wow. So back to your book. When will you be launching your book?
Right, so the book will be launched on June 25th. However, I will have books available, or I should have books available by June 15th. So the book is already out there. I'm already receiving orders, and it's well on its way to being launched.
I know, but for persons who are interested in getting a book, how would they go about getting a book and the cost of it?
Right, so the cost of the book is $1,500. Cheap, 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 guys. Like, it's not expensive. Come on, support your girl. You guys can email me at speakltr@gmail.com, or you can reach me on Instagram at speak_letters. Yeah, Instagram. Or you guys can actually call me 876-808-0244.
Awesome. I will be providing those links at the bottom of the description box. Also, the thing is now, I want you to share a Bible verse, your go-to Bible verse, because you said some of the days you feel like you do not want to go on because of what had happened. Share a Bible verse that you go to when you're feeling at that point that helps to motivate you, or even a song that helps to motivate you to push forward.
Guys, I am a big, like, you could probably call me the female version of Cupid. I am big on love. I am very big on love. Love being patient, love being kind. Like, it reaches me, because I think if I didn't have that drive of love, I don't think I would have survived half of this. Knowing that love is the end goal, listen, a big reality that I had to face up to was that God did not cause my abuse. He didn't. He instead used it as something that could build me and build the kingdom. And I have no problem with that, God. If it is that you want to build your kingdom and better me through this, through something that should have destroyed me, then I'm fine with that. If I have to be patient, if I have to be kind, if I have to suffer long, if I have to be gentle in order to get this done, I have to get it done, because I don't see any other way in which I can go about this. Something as delicate, something as sensitive as this. My only approach can be love.
Those were sound words from Trecian, Brian, and I hope that you were encouraged in some way or another, and I hope that you will remember that forgiveness is not for the other person, it is for you, and festering bitterness is actually a poison of the spirit. It allows you to be angry even if the person that is next to you is not the one that caused you pain. You will lash out on that person because of what you have gone through. And I just hope that going forward, you that are watching will feel a sense of hope. I hope that you have some closure in what had happened to you. I hope that if you should see the person that had wronged you or hurt you, you will just, as our friend Trecian does, she smile and act like nothing happened, even though you know it happened, but because of forgiveness, it allows you to be able to see the person and not be angry.
Peace.
It gives you a sense of peace. Wow. It gives you a sense of peace. That is the word. Peace. Because I have the person that abused me, I have seen that person. And honestly, when I see that person, it's like, okay, I am okay. I am okay. And it's like, what the person did, it never happened. It happened, but it never happened because I let it go. I forgave the person. And forgiveness is all you need to encounter or overcome what had happened.